welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Object 252U, the Defender. It's located on the east spawn of Studzianki and it's under the command of RNG's Toxis. And alongside him in his platoon is Power Hammer, and he's got another teammate who's in ISU 152K a little way off. I think that's it's that tower. Okay, right, well, they're headed up to the factory or the railway station, whichever way you want to call it. I've always thought it was a power plant, but it may actually be a factory. Let's see if you can get a shot into that AMX 12 ton. No, he doesn't want to come out from behind the building. It's a 122mm gun capable of 440 alpha, penetrating 225mm standard rounds. Oh, he got it in! And with the premium rounds, which he's got slightly more of, he's capable of doing 265mm. So there is a slight gap you can see there, about 40mm extra. Now the Defender was the most OP heavy tank that came out for a long while in the game. He might be able to take out that 12 ton. Yep, got him. First kill. And for a long while it dominated battles, but of course this one is a premium tier 8 Soviet heavy tank, which meant he had to buy it. You couldn't get it gifted to you, and most people had to pay a fairly high price for it. Of course, Wargaming has had it on sale since. You can get it for from the black market for credits, or you did have an opportunity to, or you could bid for it with well, I think it was money actually. Either way, quite a lot of people have one of these and played it. It is still OP even after all the nerfs that have been made. Ow! Took a round there from the E75TS, which is basically an upgraded Lurva. Okay, can you get another shot into the cupola of that E75? He's trying to dare the guy to push forward just enough that makes it easy to get around in. Obviously these guys know what they're doing, and in fact they're waiting for him to turn his gun to face the enemy A44, but the A44's now got problems of his own because there's an Eagle 7 aimed at him, and his teammate, his platoon mate, is actually having a good go at these guys as well. Yeah, those E75s aren't going to do very well if they keep doing that. Although he did lose his ammo rack there, which means that he's had to burn his repair kit in order to keep going in the game. And the A44 dealt with the Eagle 7, and now we've got problems. Although we're going to put rounds into the E75, we might get caught in a crossfire from the A44. So his teammate has pulled back to engage that guy if he pops up. Meanwhile, RNG's Toxis is dealing with the E75TSs. Well, the A44 has been taken out by Power Hammer. And it looks like one of our platoon mate, the ISU 152K, just took out a budgie as well. Tried for the cupola, instead he got hit for 372. You can see, yeah, that one went through the cupolas on the the Object 252U, which are very, very flat. Very flat indeed. So to aim and get a hit on those cupolas is pretty amazing. Mind you, those E75s are now terribly vulnerable, because one of them is almost down to no hit points whatsoever, 102. One shot could deal with him. Here's the other one. Puts a round into his cupola, and they're both one shots now, so he only needs to reload and put one in. Standard reloads 14 seconds. Okay, that T-34-85's got to go, and he's gone with one shot. So that's 2 kills now. And now there's 2 defenders ready to have a go at the enemy. Okay, they're still... Oh, ouch. Now that hurt. Power Hammer went down. Tried to get the cupola. Didn't get it that time. But they know he's reloading, so they push. And he takes a round in the tracks. The other E75 blows up because he got hit from a different direction. he was actually taken out by our platoon mate in the ISU, and there's the second kill, and that goes to RNG's Toxis this time. Okay, he's just staying here around the wreck because that SU-130PM is very dangerous. It's a very good job that we've got our platoon mate in the ISU-152K nearby, because he might be needed to deal with that SU-130PM. But for the moment, we can't move from this position whilst he's out there. Because if we come out from behind the wreck, he might plonk around into us and take us out of the game altogether. Remember, his alpha is 520 if I remember correctly. So he could take us out with one round. So it's better to stay here for the moment. Force him to move to a position where he has to relocate. We do have another tank destroyer watching the area. It's a Super Hellcat. He obviously doesn't want to expose himself as well, and oh, this is not going so well because now the scores are even. The thing is that hit points are fairly even as well. Now it does have a pike nose, the Object 252U. It was actually an intermediary design on the way to the IS-6. Although the IS-6 doesn't have a pike nose, everything else about it is very similar. In fact, the flat turret, the shape of the body, except for of course that pike nose, because the IS-6 has a flat frontal plate. And we've now got another heavy tank just around the corner. It's the OI. He is taking fire though. He's taking fire from the Super Hellcat. And we just took a round in the rear from a T-3485M, but it's only HE. So RNG's Toxis has decided to pull back, and I think this is a smart move because it stops the T-3485 firing into his rear, and it kind of forces the OI to come around the corner. You can see there's the hole from the T-3485 in the rear of the turret, although he didn't pen it. He only got 16 hit points. I think that's just the way the mods demonstrate it. The OI's now decided to pull back into the central area. Our guys can't get a shot on him from here, so he's safe there for the moment. But if he tries to come around the south of the factory and engage, I think the ISU-152K, our platoon mate, is going to have a free shot at the enemy. Now, I do apologise if I've mispronounced his name. I think it's Tower. Oh, well, he actually took out the OI, got a free shot. He's got another kill. That was very well played, and that was mainly down to RNG's Toxis deciding that it was actually easier to do this. And oh, opportunity, and he gets a hit. 442, which is the high roll, and looks like the Super Hellcat got a shot as well. We're just waiting for the reload so we can kill this guy. He tries a blind shot and he gets him. And that's changed the whole game now, because there's only two left on the enemy team, a TOG and a T-3485. There's the T-3485. He's out in the open. Nice shot, one shot kill, high roll, 491. And that means now there's only a TOG 2 out there. And despite what jingles say, TOGs don't always win. In fact, they're just hit point pinatas for Arty. And there he is. He's down in the south. He's behind that building at the moment. He's backing up. One shot into the engine bay. High roll, 447. And our platoon mate in the ISU 152K takes the kill that ends the game in a victory. Well, that was a superb game. Very interesting towards the end. It was an ace tanker game for RNG's Toxis and the Object 252U Defender. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He ended up with 5, 1/3 of the enemy team and just 1 short of a Top Gun, as well as the fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle. He got the high caliber in that game because he dealt the most damage to the enemy and at least 20% of the enemy hit pool. Let's have a look at the team scores and see where everyone was. Well, in actual fact, he managed to get 4,723 hit points, the highest damage. The second highest damage was his platoon mate, is it Tukwert or Quirt? Anyway, He managed to get the second highest damage with 3,540 with the ISU 152K, and the third highest damage in the game actually went to the one of the E75s with 2,759. The third member of the platoon, he got 881 hit points, but he took one hit too many when he was up at the factory, and so he was out of the game earlier. When it came to kills, it was basically shared between the Object 252U and the ISU 152K. Both of them managed to get 5 kills apiece, so that's 10 kills in the platoon. That's very good going. Well, not 10 kills actually, because if you look further down the table, you can see that the other 252U got 1 kill. If he only got 1 more kill than that, I think they would have got a crucial contribution from that battle, but, well, they just came up 1 tank short. But it was still a great game, because let's have a look at the base XP. 1,459 to RNG's Toxis, 1,009 to the ISU 152K, 775 went to that Super Hellcat. He fired 19 rounds, got 16 direct hits and 13 penetrations. Damage of 4,723 hit points, of which 1,992 were at more than 300 meters. So about half the actual total damage was done at long range. 7 hits received, 3 penetrations, 3 non-penetrations, and 4 hits by way of splash damage. It was the cupola hits, actually. The enemy in those Z75s are actually getting good cupola hits, which actually were penetrating, and that's how they managed to get so much damage. 1,080 hit points of damage blocked by armor, 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 5 killed, and 800 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 84,978 credits, got 38,240 from battle payments, 178,454 credits altogether, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, took away a profit of 53,277 credits altogether. 1,459 XP times 2 for the first victory, 4,378 from personal missions payout, and 219 for this being a premium vehicle, 328 for playing in a platoon, a total of 9,303 experience points altogether. So the first game, excellent. I mean, it really worked, and it was a good platoon game, you might say, because all 3 players in the platoon were working extremely hard against some very deadly enemies. Those E75 TSs were very good at aiming at very weak, very difficult to hit weak spots. And it was a pity that the platoon mate actually went down, because they might have got a crucial contribution, but they managed to pull through in the end, and they made some smart moves as well. I liked the way that RNG's Toxis pulled back from sitting behind his platoon mate's wreck, because whilst he was there, he was kind of immobilized in a sense, because if he couldn't move forward into the railway station because he'd take rounds in the rear, and if he pulled, if he tried to blind fire into those bushes, he would have wasted ammunition. I think the best thing to do under the circumstances was pull back, try and encourage that OI to get him either to come out through the power station, which of course if he tried to do, the Super Hellcat was going to shoot at him from one side, but when he came out the other side, it was an easy shot for the ISU 152K, and he took him out of the game altogether. Brilliant. So that's the first game. Let's have a look at the second game. The second battle is in the Object 260, the Tier 10 Soviet Premium Reward Tank, and it's on the south spawn of Minsk. Well, this is another intermediate tank, because this was one of the tanks on the way to getting the IS-7. I think a lot of people don't realise that 2 of those tanks were basically intermediate tanks that never really actually got designed, or rather, they were designed, but they were never turned into prototypes. Okay, he's got his first shot off. Now, the Object 260 has got a 122mm gun, which is capable of 440 Alpha, which is basically the same as the Defender. Penetration 260mm with standard APC armor, that's slightly more, as you'd expect from a Tier 10. 340mm of pen with the heat rounds, and you notice that RNG's Toxis is carrying quite a lot of those. No HE rounds being carried at all. Okay, he's got a convoy up ahead, puts a round into him. Sorry, I've got it on the wrong camera mode. That's why the reticule looked as if it was drifting to the left, because I had it on free camera. There goes the convoy. Yeah, rather unfortunate for him. his shot bounced off the 260, and both shots from the 260 went home. Well, that Cranvarn pulled back at just the right moment. If he hadn't, he would have taken a hole right through his side. In fact, I think he's still going to pull forward. He's just waiting for the reload. There we go. 480, which is the high roll. And I think Cranvarn now realises that he's got a bit of a problem. Yes, he's turned this way. And he's not the only one. The E100's noticed it as well. Now he's angled his turret correctly to avoid any shell going through. RNG's Toxis tries to put a round through it, but no, I think that one didn't work. He's got a platoon, well, not a platoon mate, he's got a teammate with him. Oh, he turned his turret the wrong way there. He actually gave us a flat side, and the flat surface is much easier to pen. Tries to do it again, but it wasn't as accurate as he was like. He's loading the the heat rounds now. No, he's angled there, so we can't get through that. Okay, these guys are going to go in and try and solve the problem. 705 pumps around into his frat plate, so gets another 515. That's a high roll. Just wait for him to pull back and take a shot. There you go, and he's out the game. Nicely done. Okay, score's even at the moment, but that could change. Now this is a heavy tank with quite a bit of speed, 60 kilometers an hour maximum speed, which kind of defies belief, because remember, this is a heavy, not a medium. Oh, he's got a shot there, but his teammates directly behind him, kind of creating a bit of a problem. He wasn't able to back up, and now he's in a bit of a pickle, but he pumps one into the Cranvarn's lower. The Cranvarn knows he's in trouble, and that's why he's trying to get behind RNG's Toxis whilst pumping rounds in. Now he's going to take a hit from the E100. Oh, no. It was the E100 who got the kill, but I thought for a second RNG's Toxis was going to get a ram kill out of that one. Smart move, actually. Try and get a ram if you can. Okay, now he can use this gateway to try and shoot the shaft, and he gets a hit. 461 high roll. There's a whole bunch of enemy tanks just around this corner. It's going to let the E100 go first, I think. That way, then the former line, he'll be the one at the receiving end. But the E100 wants to side scrape on that corner coming out the other side. So he's going over to this gate here to see what it can do from there. The enemy's pushing south, so he might need to head back to his own cap area. If you've noticed that the recordings are slightly louder than they were before, I actually got a... Oh, that's a good shot there. 452, another high roll off the Type 61. I actually had a message from one of the viewers. He said that the sound was very difficult to hear. The sound was very low. Normally I'd actually put the sound low because it was too loud most time, and people had to adjust their sound to reduce it a bit. Tried to get the Charfuture 204. That might have been a kill shot. He certainly could get a kill on the Type 61, but the enemy now has our cap area. And there's only 4 left on our team, and they're facing 8 opponents, so it's 2-1. So they're really going to have to go some if they're going to win this game. As you can see, a lot of shots bounced off us. It was only the Emil that managed to get, or Cranvarn, that managed to get a shot through the side, not the Emil. Of course, the Emil is the ancestor of the Cranvarn. Okay, we've got guys coming back in now. The 263 and the Foch. I'm wondering what he's going to do. Is he going to go round? Yes, he's going round, so he's going to avoid taking a shell in the side accidentally whilst he's trying to transit and get south. In the meantime, the E100 is staying where he is because he can engage the Jaegeru. And, oh, there's a Udes over there. We've got the Type 61 on one side. He's a one-shot. And the Udes the other side. Now, he could use the monument, but I think he's going to try and take out this unit. Yes! It was an average roll, though. 440. Go for the kill. Guy's pulling back, but it won't help him unless he does that, which is to hide. But he turns sideways. Yeah, bad move. There's that ammo box at the back. Well, it's part of the turret really. I think that's where the ammo's stored. And you just put a round straight through the storage box and bang, that's the end of him. It's part of the hitbox. Okay, we're going for the Kunstpanzer. He took out the E100. Gonna have to chase him down. Is he going to go through this step here? He doesn't want to go around the corner because the Jaegeru might spot him. And instead, Kunstpanzer, yeah, puts a round into him, but it's a low roll, 396. Where is that Jaegeru? There's the Jaegeru. Okay, so we know now where he is, and he's on our side of the river. He's just having a quick look. He's looking this way. We can't go around the corner. We'll get a 17cm shell right through us. The enemy in the south has been dealt with. The score's now even. Now, Kunstpanzer, kill him. Oh! Hit the armor but didn't pen. He must have hit the tracks. It didn't look like the guy got tracked, but it certainly has caused a bit of a problem. There's the Jaegeru. Oh, we just lost the Foch to the Jaegeru. Okay, this is going to be difficult. Now it's 2 versus 3. And RNG Toxis is trying to work out how he's going to take on a Jaegeru and kill him. Yeah, I think he wants the 263 to fall back and let the enemy come onto them so that they can then take them out from ambush. The Kunstpanzer's headed this way. Okay, he's the other side of the river. There he is. Oh, we just lost the 263. Get a high roll into the Kunstpanzer, 462. He's still in that area. I think we've gone unsighted to him again. The Jaegeru's coming south. Is he going to abandon this position? I get out of this area quick. Move down a bit further south. Just saw something hit the ground there. I think that may have been the Kunstpanzer firing at the 260. This is going to be very, very difficult. He's got to take on and kill 3 enemy tanks, so potential Top Gun. The enemy's got twice as many hit points as he's got. Okay, this is where the Kunstpanzer might spot him. He has been seen. Okay, pull back. Yep, he tried to hit him, but he failed. Okay, good points of being in this position is that it's difficult for the enemy to get at you without you having some means of escaping and getting into another area. He's trying to side scrape off this corner just in case the Jaegeru comes down here. And I always like that set of houses there because you can play Ring Around the Roses with whoever goes in there. And if you've got more speed, and remember the 260 does have a lot of speed. Oh, side of the Jaegeru, 458 high roll. Okay, but that guy's got a lot of hit points. In fact, he's got most of the hit points of the enemy team. 1,742. He's bound to be looking this way. He is. He tries to hit us and fails. Now he's got a long reload. So get around into him when he can. Lower plate. Here we go. Yes! 501. He's making good use of those heat rounds. I know people say, oh, premium ammunition, shouldn't use it. No, you have to use it. Some of these tanks you can't take down without using premium ammo unless you can get behind them. And it's sometimes impossible to get behind them because the strategy that the other team employs. He definitely wants to take out that Kunstpanzer, and he's kind of put himself in a bit of a pickle here now because he's gone around the corner and the only way is to actually get behind those buildings. So he's probably running as far west as he can. There he is. Got you. That's it. Nice shot. Now he can use the Kunstpanzer's mobile armor, or an additional bit of armor, or he can move further to the west, pop out on one of these entrances and shoot at the Jaeger when he tries to cap. Okay, he's found the K91. He's a low hit point, and one shot takes him out. But he did take a hit, and now he's only 481. So he's a definite one shot for the Jaeger. No doubt about that. Well, he was even before that shot. But I mean, the Jaeger could probably just fire HE at him now and take him out. He's trying to use the armor of this wreck. Wait for the Jaeger to move into the cap. He's done it. He's gone into the cap. Now, is he going to go through the cap, or is he staying in the cap? Okay, staying in the cap. Okay, so what RNG Toxis can do now is move up and try and get a couple of hits into the Jaeger in such a way as that he can either keep him tracked or just strip him of enough hit points, maybe about 1,000 hit points. Decided to pop out here. He might get a defender medal as well if he can reset him enough times. He's reverse side scraping on the corner. It's brave. He's been spotted. Jaeger is aiming. Okay, the Jaeger won't be able to see him now. He'll think he's still there. He's going to change position. He hasn't gone the HE round, so he can't use HE to reset. This is where it gets difficult, but there is a wreck, and it's the wreck of the Arty. So Arty can help him. He can get a reset. Oh, he pumps around him for 456. Gets a high roll. The Jaeger's not happy because that wreck was perfect for them. Now he thought about pumping around in. Now he can do it, and he's got the guy. He's tracked him. He used his repair kit, but we need to get another round in. Go through the plates. He didn't get it through. It wasn't a pen, but he's desperately trying to stop the Jaeger from backing up against the wall. Will he get another roll in? Yes! Wins the game. Top gun and a high caliber, I think. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker for RNG's Toxis in the Object 260. He got a Hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemy tanks, a Bruiser Medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, he got 11. He also got a Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a Fire for Effect for doing more damage than hit points for his own vehicle, and a Shell Proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. He did get a Defender by resetting the cap and getting at least 70 defense points in the process, a High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. And I have to say really that basically, even though he only got 6 kills in the entire game, he did carry his team at the end, because it was basically 1 against 3 and he beat them all. And he did it perfectly, especially when you consider one of those enemy tanks, the Jaeger, was virtually full health. And, well, that's very difficult to do because that thing is a bit of a monster from the front. Anyway, let's have a look at the team score and see how it all folded out. Look at that, 8,092 hit points of damage. The next highest score was the K91 PT with 4,815, followed by the Kunstpanzer with 4,023. When it came to kills, again, he's got the highest with 6. 3 kills went to the E100 on his own team and also to the Viz 55 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, yes, easily got the kill on that one. 1,476. He's got the tops in all 3 columns. The second highest being the Viz 55 on his own team with 857. And the third, the Object 263, who got 842. He fired 28 rounds in that game, got 25 direct hits and 21 penetrations. Damage of 8,092 hit points, of which 2,229 were at more than 300 meters, so most of the damage was done at close range. 10 hits received from the enemy, 4 of them penetrated, 6 non-penetrations, and 3,390 hit points of damage blocked by armor, including a shot from the Jaegeru. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed, 838 hit points of damage assistance, and he got 74 defense points, resetting the cap, giving him a nice defender medal. 67,142 credits earned from the game, but he did fire a lot of heat rounds, and I'm afraid that means that he did end up with a loss for the battle of 60,735 credits, but I'm sure his teammates were very pleased with him because of course he did pull off a win where it should have been, by all rights, a loss. 1,476 XP times 2 for the first victory, 4,428 from personal missions payout, and 111 for this being a premium vehicle. He took away 8,967 experience points altogether. What a great game that was! 2 brilliant games actually. They're both the 252U game and of course this Object 260. And RNG is Toxis is very good at performing in these tanks, and well, when you can put 2 replays together like this, it shows somebody using these vehicles to the purpose they were designed for to get the best effect. And yeah, thanks very much for sending them in. We've got some more replays coming up from RNG is Toxis. In fact, yes, he has been rather prolific as a player, and some of those games are really worth watching, so I'd stick around on our channel because some of them will be coming up very shortly. And if you enjoyed these replays, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm.
Paw. Ray, look, paw. New paw. Ray, paw. Look, paw.
And of course, please remember that we've got another channel called The General, where you can watch replays without any commentary whatsoever to distract you. These are great battles, normally with a Pulse medal or a Kolobanov medal, or both, and they're well worth watching because sometimes you see people pull off the impossible, just as RNG is Toxis did on this occasion. Thanks for watching.